There are many times in our gospel acclamation that you will hear, "Whoever does not enter the kingdom of God like a child does not enter it." From the Gospel of Luke, we have, "See things as a child does, with the eyes of a child." What does it mean to be like a child, or to have the eyes of a child? Children see things both magically and concretely. Until the age of 11, they believe that they can cause things to happen by thinking them. This magical thinking is why children are so often confused by and then scared of the death of a close friend or a beloved relative, sibling or a parent, or even an aunt or an uncle or cousin who are often around them frequently and with whom they had a true, loving, bonded relationship. These young ones will often scream in anger, "I hate you, I wish you were dead," and then run away. 15 minutes later, having forgotten about the offense that was so great that caused them this anguish. But when that person then is killed that night, or the next day in an accident, or by a storm, the child cannot process for many, many years, if ever, that they didn't really, truly cause the death. This burden, this having caused the death of their loved friend or family member or the pet, or even caused their parental divorce because they said hateful things to the parent that left. This is the horror, the sadness, the terrible sin these children carry that they try to silence with drugs and alcohol. They never are able to fully understand that they never had the power ever to cause these things. The only way these thoughts is ever get them voiced and to challenge them. That is the only way you can bring them back to reality. If the child believes in God, she or he will believe that even God hates him or her. The magical thinking holds to lead them on into mental illness if the thinking remains unchallenged. At the same time, children think very concretely, taking the words exactly as they are said. Christ speaks of the kingdom above, so children will climb trees, get on roofs, wish to visit every tall building they see or hear of, become pilots or even astronauts, so that they can see this kingdom above. Each time that they don't find it and realize, "Oh, that building is taller. You must be able to see it from there." And when first they see airplanes overhead, for there are many, many places within each country of the world where inhabitants never, ever see a plane overhead. For those living near cities, this sounds so old-fashioned and astounding, but there are more places, even in just the US, that they never, ever have a plane fly over, ever, even today in 2020. Then they see rockets and know in their heart that this is how I get there. Well, the astronaut corps are considered successful psychopaths. They have all the physiological characteristics of a psychopath. But psychologically, there was one large difference. The successful ones have the ability to feel empathy and compassion, and they have very strong morals, whereas the unsuccessful ones are the ones in prison. Of the original Mercury and Apollo crews and candidates, all but 2 were Christian, and all said they believed in God. Of the subsequent astronaut corps, 100% believe in God, though all religions are represented. More than a dozen have admitted to wanting to look for heaven when they first joined. The other less godly concrete thinking. When children hear of someone with a broken arm or leg, they will offer you glue. When you tell a child to blow the car horn, they will pucker up their lips and blow on the steering wheel like that. And I'll leave you to start recalling phrases that will bring concrete childish thinking to mind. For instance, I froze my face off, etc., etc. I've posted some of these in my feed most recently. This duality of thought is why Jesus and God so love these wee creatures. They can see the joy of a rainbow amidst the floodwaters of destruction. And you need to be able to do that too, always. That is why God the Father loves all of us, so that we can see the good and the bad simultaneously in all people, in all things.